We're back in West Virginia for race 4 of the Spartan US National Series presented by USANA. And this time, it's the women who are going to throw down on this beast course with over 4,000 feet of elevation gain. Lindsey Webster looks to clinch the series with a top finish today, but expect Dube, who's fresh off of 2 consecutive second-place finishes, to challenge her. Also look for Rose Wetzel to make her return. And now, let's take you to the action.
What is your profession? Let's go!
And the racers are off, and it's going to be a bit of a different start today because we don't have those fast starters like normal. The Nicole Miracles of the world who are still out with injury, the Emma Cook Clarks that we were hoping we might see are not here. So instead, you're going to see a bit of Alex Walker, Lindsay Webster, Dube, that's Chris Rogowski, up in the front in the red shorts, hitting the hay bales first. And this looks like it's going to very much be a Lindsay day. But a few athletes have a few things to say about it. You can see in the bottom right hand right there, that's Lauren Weeks. She's your High Rocks world record holder and world champion. Rose Wetzel and Alex Walker are poised to really go to war. They had a nice tight battle in Utah. Both of them having such strong years. We should expect them to be fighting strong. Alex obviously came back, had a great performance in Asheville as well, finishing 3rd there. So a ton of potential. That's Ashley Heller at the front of the field running side by side with Lindsay Webster. Webster is 1 win away from clinching this championship in a 5-race series with 2 wins already under her belt. 3 would make it mathematically impossible for anyone to beat her. But you see how she starts off comfortable, lets the other athletes work, and allows herself to just be in primary position to just reel them in, run her race, be tactically strong. The other racers here, like Dube out in front, they have to put pressure on Lindsay Webster to stand a chance at beating her. They can't let her run her own race. That's Casey Monroe you just saw there. And this is a strong position. If you're one of the top racers in the field, where you want to be is wherever Lindsay Webster's going. You know she's never going to be far from the lead when it comes down to the end. Alex Walker looking incredibly comfortable. This is a long descent. This is the first descent of the course. They can open up a little bit, and then they hit the overwalls.
Hi, DJ.
Hey.
Little friendly chatter between Lindsay Webster and Alex Walker. They're going to round this hard corner and then another hard left turn coming up here. The overwalls hit, and then we've got that little stretch of grass running before we hit the monkey bars. Hoping for no issues at the monkey bars. They're so slick today. The dew is really settled on it. The humidity is out of control. And the result is visible water on these monkey bars, making them very slick, very dangerous. Dube here out in front, 2 second-place finishes so far this year. Nearly had Lindsay in Asheville, almost capitalized on Lindsay Webster's mistakes, but if Webster runs clean, she's going to be a very difficult person to beat today. And there's our Rose Wetzel sighting. She's worked her way up, an experienced racer that knows she doesn't need to go out fast, as we see Natalie Miano right here.
What's up, peeps? BJ Jones here. Taking a break from racing today, bringing some coverage to the women's field. We got a hot start. Started with a little bit of climbing right off the bat, not too much, but enough to just burn the legs. Dube's up there in front.
Well, wasn't that a nice little surprise? VJ Jones out here rabbiting for us today, and you'll see plenty more of him. But right now the focus is on Annie Dube in the lead, Lauren Weeks in second, and Weeks likes to race this way. She does like to go out hard and just establish her position and see if she can hang on. Incredibly tough, huge engine, very strong athlete. But look, already monkey bar burpees.
Annie Dube clean across the monkey bars.
Lauren Weeks is doing burpees right now. Alex Walker and Rose Wetzel out safe, as is Casey Monroe.
Good job, you guys got it.
And a great looking stride out of Annie Dube. Really coming into her own this year. Dube has proven that she is quite versatile as a racer. She's been strong now in those steep mountains in Utah. She was strong on those faster, softer roads that we had in Nashville, and now we have a little mix of the two, some hills, some climbs, some technical mixed in with some open road running. This could be a really nice course for her.
About 1 mile in, Annie Dube taking a commanding lead. Got Rose Wetzel in second, followed by Casey Monroe.
Rose coming in second.
Rose Wetzel really moving up in the field there. That open section, you know, her track background, so good at turning over on that flat terrain. We've seen Rose's fitness return so much in the last 2 years. She took some time off after she had her baby, and then, of course, had a tough time coming back, but she's really rounding into form. But here comes Lindsey Webster right up on her as we hit some of this more technical downhill, and Lindsey's going to go right by. Really taking that tight corner right there from Webster. And as we get into some of this nastier power hiking stuff, it's one of her specialties. Just so good at moving forward. And now we have it. Lindsey Webster passing Annie Dube and moving into first position. Up ahead, those are men's field racers already getting caught. We're only a mile and a half into this thing. That goes to show you just how fast these women are moving. And now Annie's got to latch on. She cannot just let Lindsey get away just because the climb gets nasty. She's going to have to stay with her, hug her. She's done a good job of that this year. Put as much distance between herself and the other competitive racers as possible, because lurking behind her, Alex Walker, Rose Wetzel also lurking behind.
All right, first place women coming up. Lindsey's taking the lead.
Annie Dube in second.
And this is going to be a tough climb today. It's very slick, so much so that you can't really plant your feet that well. And it's given a lot of athletes trouble. Even when you get to that highest rock climbing hold, it's difficult to get your feet planted on those lowest holds.
There, Annie Dube taking it, taking the lead.
Can you?
Yeah, penalty right that way.
Lindsey Webster opting for the penalty loop, not 30 burpees.
Stairway to Sparta, the harder version with the rock climbing holds that you find in the beast races. And Lindsey Webster just took the penalty loop. Very similar to the way things played out in Nashville. I don't know why I'm doing that.
We go straight from that to the 8-foot box, another really tough one to climb because of the slick material on there. Dube's doing a good job at using a ton of upper body energy.
Long frame to her advantage.
Nicely done.
And it is not easy because everything is drenched.
The humidity, the liquid, the water, the condensation, it's just a huge impact on the race today. So difficult to get up some of these more plastic material obstacles. You can see Lindsay having a lot of trouble using her feet, but just getting the right handhold to get up and over. And now the chase is on.
Mile 2, Lindsay's in second. Third place, Rose. Fourth, Alex.
So as they have this big downhill now, racers are going to hit Bender, and then they get into the log carry. And here's Bender. Not an obstacle these women will fail, but an obstacle that just can take some energy out of you, break your rhythm, wear your upper body down, and look at that. Lindsey Webster, back to the party, Lindsey Webster.
Annie Dube and Lindsay Webster, no surprise there. Duking it out. Looking like about 11 to 12 second lead at the moment. Olympus here going to be a pretty big test for our lady athletes. Everything's wet, the feet are all wet. We're gonna see how they take it down.
This could be a game changer obstacle when we look at how slick, how difficult, even your knees don't really stick to it right now. So this is huge for Annie Dube to make it through this obstacle. Lindsay's very confident on it, making up a lot of time. That crossover technique.
Annie Dube's through.
Annie Dube's made it. Rose has chosen the same lane as Lindsey Webster. That's very interesting.
And Lindsay Webster very close behind. We got a race going on.
All those lanes to choose from. She wants to go to Lindsey Webster's lane. Opting for the rock climbing grip and the holes. Methodical. Cautious, not the fastest route through, but Rose Wetzel is safely through, and that's what's important. As Lindsey Webster, look how fast she's running, making another aggressive pass on the inside.
We got some racing action going on. Throwing bows.
It was an impressive thing to watch right there because Lindsay accelerated hard, and when you're one of those lead racers, your objective is to try and shake the person you're passing. So when she made that pass, she did it with authority. She wanted to let Annie know, not only am I here, but I'm much faster than you.
Back in the log carry, Lindsay Webster now has moved into first place, followed closely by Annie Dube. And we said this before, Annie's going to try and stalk her for as long as she can. She's really making herself a presence in this field. 2 consecutive second place finishes in National Series races. And here up at the front in second position right behind Webster once again as they both select a log. Annie's job today is just stay as close to Lindsay as she possibly can. And it's just the 2 of them and no one else right now. We haven't seen another soul emerge yet in this women's race. So far, Lindsay is just 4 or 5 seconds up on Annie as they enter the water on this log carry.
You see Lindsay, savvy vet, hugging the edge, not walking through the deep water if you can avoid it. Now Annie Dube's starting to do the same.
Ban it.
Lindsay's just trucking, moving so powerfully.
Now, Lindsay and Annie are about a minute past picking up their logs, and we're just seeing Rose Wetzel in third place. So this is already a fairly sizable gap, and Rose is going to be scrapping and fighting all day to hold her podium spot, but also to try and close in on Annie Dube. Maybe the long distance of this race may pay dividends for Rose. Right now, she looks very solid in third position.
But entering the water right behind her, Alex Walker, and we know how tough and gritty she is. You see a little slip out of Rose. It got deep right there. There's some holes. It's deep mud. Lindsay seems to be stretching out a little gap there as she starts running again, putting distance between herself and Annie.
A quick podium change here. Alex taking third. Plenty of race left.
That was a nice pass by Alex Walker. She looked more excited to get into the log carry, a little bit of urgency getting in, and that was a smooth out right there from Lindsey Webster, who's right back up to speed.
I looked a little too easy.
One of the ways you can tell how tired these athletes are is how quickly they get out of these carries and out of some of these difficult obstacles and back up to speed.
Annie Dube still in second position, but she lost some time to Lindsey Webster on that carry. That's not the kind of thing she needs right now. She knows how strong Lindsay is on all these runs. Now she's able to get back up to speed so quickly. Annie's going to need to dig in to try and close that gap, to maintain that contact. Contact is so critical in races like this. Once there's separation, it's very hard to reel people back in, especially an athlete of Lindsay's caliber who doesn't seem to struggle as the races get longer. Alex Walker has moved from fourth into third position, flying by Rose Wetzel and looking very smooth right now, sitting in that third place. Rose is struggling a little bit on this carry, but as soon as we get back to the runs, she's going to open up a little bit. She's going to feel a little bit better.
Now, I will say, it doesn't look like any of them look particularly hurt by that carry. They all moved back up to the running speed, but there's a nasty climb that Lindsay's on right now. She's opting to do a little power hike, take a little nutrition. This is one of the steeper, surprising climbs on this course where you just don't really see it coming, but it kicks. It gets steeper as it gets towards the top. She's almost out of it. She's got a wall right here, and then a nice little downhill to catch her breath. For those of you at home, note that she took time to take a sip of water. It's a long day. A couple seconds there won't kill her, but it could end up helping her race. She walked, she kept moving while she drank it.
Beast Mile 3 here. Annie Dube in second by about 15 seconds behind Lindsay. Third and fourth, Rose and Alex switching places again. About 45 seconds off the leaders here. Still fighting for that final podium spot.
Good job, ladies.
Great job.
And now we approach the pipe layer. One of the things that makes this a separator is that if you're good at it, you're through it in a matter of seconds. But if you're not, it can really slow you down.
Nice. Here at Twister, and things are soaking wet. Water's dripping off the bars. Real test of the grip here.
The accumulation of obstacles over the course of this race, going from pipe layer to Twister, taking 4, 5, 6 seconds from another athlete over and over and over, it adds up. They just don't have the fitness to run an athlete like Lindsey Webster down.
There you go.
You see her losing a few seconds back there, but
Strong.
DJ, this is embarrassing to have you watching.
Our race leader giving us some colorful commentary. No big deal.
Annie here in second, about 40 seconds behind Lindsay, who just completed Twister.
You got this. Long arms. There you go. Oh,
the difference in technique, the forward technique, but also skipping rungs.
Just look easy. She gained time on Lindsay.
Massive time gain there. These are the things that Annie needs to do if she's going to stay in it.
Got Rose about 2 minutes behind the leaders. Yeah, hey, can you let her go? Can you let her go? Yeah, thank you. Alex is now caught up. Again, this is third place.
And again, expect to see Alex Walker make a big gain here on Rose Wetzel.
Penalty loop to your right.
And that's what it's going to be all day, is Alex Walker making up time on the obstacles. Rose Wetzel running slightly faster, but only minimally, marginally.
Still battling for that podium, Alex and Rose.
Back and forth, those two are going to be going to war all day. They're so equally matched on a course like this. So we got a battle for first place right now, and we've got a battle for third place right now. Now this is the beater obstacle. Monkey bars into a rotating monkey bar 3 times over. Use the momentum to carry you through. And you see how she's taking that reverse grip? That has to do with just the slickness.
Strong freaking work on that. Soaking wet bars, soaking wet athletes. Cruise right through it, no big deal.
DJ Jones with the expert coverage. Now this is one of the better descents on the course for Lindsay. It's muddy and slick here at the bottom.
Annie currently in second place, finishing up her burpees from beater. Rose and Alex still fighting for that podium, having a chance here to pull into second if they can complete this quickly and efficiently.
This is a huge game changer. When we look at Annie Dube taking burpees means Lindsey Webster's now way out in front, and the war for second and third place just became wide open and intense.
Alex drew first, pulled into second. Rose right behind her for third.
And these burpees are demoralizing for Annie Dube. But again, we saw Alex Walker making up a few seconds on an obstacle, keeping herself in it as Annie takes off now.
Annie about 40 seconds off the podium, finishing it up.
It's not just the time of the burpees that it takes to do them, it's the energy output, and it's, of course, the psychological damage of taking 30 burpees so early in a race when you had a stranglehold on second place. Back to the drawing board, she's got to get back to work now as we hit the Z-wall. Tough corner on this Z-wall. You see how far that reaches.
Doing good?
But Lindsay makes nice work of it.
Chill, chills, dude. Nice work, guys.
Well, Lindsay Webster's out in first place over here at the suspension bridge. What an amazing thing to run across right now. And no sign of Annie Dube. Her only competition right now. And Annie right now is going to be fighting to maintain that second place spot that we saw her in over after the log carry. We know that Alex Walker and Rose Wetzel are chasing, and that really is the race of the day. Lindsay's off by herself, but there's 2 other podium spots completely up for grabs right now.
On this Atlas carry, it's around the flag, no burpees anymore. Back around to the other flag where you started, set it down, and then Lindsay's going to run back across the bridge. So she'll have an excellent idea of exactly how far away the other racers are, what her lead is.
And Annie Dube is nowhere in sight. Lindsay has taken command of this race.
Well, we're about 4 miles into this race right now, and Rose in second, and right behind her, Alex Walker in third, and they are both on that Z-wall at the exact same time. We're hoping to catch a glimpse of Annie Dube, but right now, she is not in podium position. It's Lindsay Webster out in front, Rose Wetzel sitting in second, and Alex Walker trying to pass her on the Z-wall right now as we speak in third position. And they're gonna come running by us in just a moment, because that is Alex Walker, who indeed has just moved into second place with Rose Wetzel just 3 or 4 seconds behind her. And you're gonna see them emerge right over my shoulder in a moment. Alex Walker pushing hard. Rose Wetzel giving chase. Second place is up for grabs. It's anybody's race today, and they both want that spot.
This is going to be a really interesting spot in the race because if racers are close or if they have a lead, they're going to be able to run back on the opposite side of the bridge we just crossed and get to look them in the eyes as they pass. Let them know, I got you.
Yeah, VJ's 100% right about that, and also they can see exactly where their opposition is.
Yeah, girl. Long race.
Keep it up, Lindsay. Looking strong.
So that's the gap to second place. The length of this bridge, an Atlas carry, an extra loop, and then back. Next up for Lindsey Webster will be the sandbag carry.
We got Alex Walker right behind her, Rose Wetzel, battling for that second place spot. Less than 5 miles in, we got a lot of race to go. There we go.
Once again, more time being seeded by Rose Wetzel on an obstacle. Not moving as quickly with it, having a lot of trouble getting that ball up into position. Really never had a firm grip of it to start.
Annie Dube is on the Z-wall. She's in 4th place. She just took burpees on the beater obstacle, but she's trying to run herself back into that podium spot. There's a lot of race left. We still got about 9 miles to go, so anything can happen. She's not out of it yet. She's clean off of the Z-wall, and she's charging back. As Lindsey Webster, you can see this gap that she's formed. Lindsey is way out in front, looking very comfortable, very smooth. And Annie Dube giving hard chase now. 30 burpees, but she's still right there for that podium spot.
And we got Annie Dube in 4th. I'd say about 30 seconds down. She's coming up to the Atlas carry.
Emerging over my shoulder on this beautiful suspension bridge is Alex Walker with Rose Wetzel giving chase, and the lead has held. It's about 6 seconds between them. That hasn't really changed so far, and they both look very smooth.
Let's go, Natalie.
Look at that smile.
Rose in 3rd. About 2:45 behind Lindsay.
Rose is giving chase, but she knows it's a long day. No need to push just to grab her right now. There's plenty of time. You got to stay within yourself.
Good.
And on that sandbag carry, it's a little technical at the top, but as Alex is already at the bottom, woo, a little spill.
Good.
She got to put it back together and then get that big climb out of the way. The climb is the soul crusher right here. It's steep and it's hard to get great footing for good power. Alex Walker's actually moving very well through this. Let's see how Rose runs now that that's done.
Rose currently 3rd place, about 50 seconds off. Alex, even with that fall, made some good time up there.
And Rose Wetzel isn't looking quite as spry as she was before that carry. Let's see if she can bounce back from it. Lindsey Webster, though, looking the same, just smooth and methodical the whole way as she now gets to the armor obstacle.
You know where we go next?
The thing you'll notice about this is how she carries the ball between her legs by that chain. Her knees have to turn outward, and that external rotation to the hips can cause a lot of pressure on the groin. Later in the race, that can come back to haunt some of these athletes. Note the other water break from Lindsey Webster.
Gotta hydrate out here. It's so hot, and this humidity just pulls the sweat out of you, and you can't really cool down because there's no evaporative cooling. The water doesn't dry off of you. You just stay hot. It's like gluing heat to your body. So pouring some cold water on you just to get a moment of cooling, super, super helpful, especially in these long events.
Welcome to Armor. Grab a red ball, take it around the
Alex Walker in second place, heading into armor. Going with a different technique. The ball's hanging outside her leg. Only one hand. Now she's switching to two.
Second, third right here battling.
Very fast. And now we've hit the good stuff. The technical terrain. Look at this swamp. This little slop in this creek. That's longer than you think it was.
So we got fourth place, Andy Dube here, just past mile 6, slowly chopping away at that podium lead, fighting for Alex and Rose to get to that third place right now.
Nope, they're all the same. Equality.
Especially for you.
It's equality.
This was double. I thought for sure I was dreading it.
And that's the second sandbag carry of the day, but no, Lindsay, that is not a double sandbag carry. Lucky you. One bag. Fairly close together, those two sandbag carries, though, within about 1.5 miles of each other. So just a nice little twist on the race.
Yeah, the girls get.
Right back down the hill.
And back into the creek bed. More of the yucky.
It fades out, just bear with it for a minute. Watch out, there's wasps back there, man.
We've been having this issue all day. Few bees flying around out there.
Back where you found it. Nope, all the same.
So again, Rose Wetzel.
Alex Walker coming here third, about 25 seconds behind Rose. Made up a lot of ground that last sandbag. Let's see if she can do it again here.
Again, we're seeing the obstacle proficiency of Alex Walker, keeping her in this competition against Rose Wetzel, who is the stronger distance runner. But Alex is so solid across the boards, like a strong runner, but also excellent on the obstacles. And you see her pulling Rose back again. She was 25 seconds behind at the start of this carry. Now it's more like 8. And now it's more like 1 because Alex Walker is right up on Rose Wetzel, and there's the pass.
Got another change here. Alex taking over second on this carry. Both women neck and neck. Alex may have 25 seconds on that, 10 out, mile 6.5. Second place, Rose third, right behind her.
Don't you just love to see two athletes going to war, duking it out, bringing out the best in each other? Because that's what we have going on right now with Alex Walker and Rose Wetzel, as they're both wanting that second place position. Lindsey Webster may be way out in front, but the real story of the day is who's going to take second. And this is a punch in the gut hill right here. It's long, it's steep, but Lindsay's so good at those grinding height climbs.
Nice.
Rose Wetzel up and over the 8-foot wall. And she's got to keep tightening the screws on Alex Walker if she's going to break away from her.
So here comes Alex Walker in third, still fighting for that podium. About 40 seconds behind Rose. Been the story of the race here. Alex picking up distance on those carries and obstacles. Rose taking her on the runs.
Not just the obstacles, the transitions on the obstacles. That is where Alex Walker is really shaving off 2, 3, 4 seconds on every single one of them. Getting in and out of them quick.
I got bit by a bunch of wasps.
Yeah, me too. Everyone's getting jumped.
Evil little things.
I know. Alex Walker closing in on Rose Wetzel. I think we're gonna have a showdown very soon here.
Irish tables up and over, looking very easy.
We got Lindsay just finishing up the swim. Rose and Alex are coming in. Keep it up, keep it up.
Go Rose.
About 5 minutes.
5, 6 minutes.
Annie Dube, number 4, coming in. She's about 4 minutes behind Rose and Alex right now. We're still in this epic swim. All fighting for that podium spot here. Alex Walker just finishing up the swim here. About 6 minutes for that loop, putting her 6 minutes behind Lindsay. Got 3.5 miles left to catch her up. Rose still out there during the swim. Rose finishing up the swim. About a minute behind Alex.
Go Rose, good job.
Right now, this is our final podium, assuming nothing changes in this last 3.5 miles. Annie Dube still out there swimming.
Lindsay Webster came out of the water. By the time 2nd and 3rd, we're getting into the water. So that's between a 5 and 6 minute lead. Strong, commanding would be the best way to put it. And the thing about this swim is that if you lose your legs in the swim, these last few miles are going to be very difficult. Lindsay Webster looking strong right out of the water, right back into running form. Fantastic. Almost looks like she recovered in there. Let's see how the rest of the ladies finish up, but you can see a lot of changes coming out of this water. It's brutal.
And not only that, VJ, but also this hoist. This hoist is one of the heaviest ones we've seen in a while. The bags are full of dirt and they're all waterlogged right now, so much heavier than initially expected. Lindsay Webster, though, she's going to plant that foot, use some leverage.
Nice and smooth.
Yep. Many burpees before you.
Yeah, who failed it for the men?
I'm not saying names, but there's more than one. Let's put it that way. Yeah. These things are really heavy.
I'll lie to you and say both Ryans failed.
And once Lindsay Webster gets this bag up, she's got the biggest climb of the day.
Nice.
It's steep, 3 sections where it kicks up, levels off, kicks up again.
Nice and easy.
Cramping in the ladies there.
You got a good lead.
And this is ideal terrain for Lindsay Webster. So strong on the steep climbs, on the power hikes. She'll grind a bit. She'll switch to a run when it levels out. She'll eat up that ground. And then it'll kick up again. She'll start grinding to those power hikes again.
The loosest cargo ride I've ever been on.
Good job.
And now it's a huge downhill for Lindsay. That climb was long and arduous. You didn't see it all. But now as she descends, she has a inverted wall, a bucket carry, a rope traverse, a rope climb, helix, and then the tire. So a ton of obstacles crammed in here on the back end. Starting with the Spartan head bucket.
Crush it.
running the whole thing, Lindsey Webster. And she's completed the bucket carry right as her next competitor begins it. Solid, solid lead for Lindsey Webster right now. As she heads off on another climb, enters the woods for a bit of running, and then the rope traverse.
Battle for second, heating up here. Alex Walker, Rose right behind her. About 7.5 minutes behind Lindsey, going into this obstacle heavy finish here.
Now this section certainly favors Alex Walker.
Alex Walker with about 12-second lead going to this long bucket carry.
Good job, Rose.
Rose right behind her, trying to make up some ground here. Right here, this epic battle for second. See Rose and Alex both together, going through this big old Spartan helmet of a carry. Alex turning on the burners here for the downhill. Rose about 15 seconds behind. These two are battling it through this long carry for that second place. Still have not seen Andy Dube yet. Alex turning on here, finish up strong down this hill. Rose finish up strong. About 15 seconds here. So we're going out to the Tyro. Back in here to this rope climb.
Here comes Lindsay. She's got to be close to 12 miles in at this point. She's coming into Tyro, which, depending on your strategy on this obstacle, can be a real hamstring cramper. And this far into a race, in this weather, let's see how she does.
The question also is, how can Lindsey Webster do this without straining her upper body too much either? She looks very good so far. Note the high socks. The high socks are very helpful here for avoiding scraping up the skin too much.
Nice.
You can peel the skin right off the sides of your legs with that rope traverse if you are doing it on bare skin and you do it wrong.
All right, fourth place, Annie Dube coming into the bucket carry here. Still heartbroken over those burpees. She has about 2.5 miles to play catch up here, so it's still possible for that podium. We got Rose coming ahead of Alex by about 5 seconds here. She made up ground on the last rung. Full body here, so engage your core, your arms, everything. Push them dead heat onto the obstacle.
And again, Alex Walker just a little bit quicker.
Just as with the rest of the race, Alex making a little distance here, trying to get as much as she can before that run. She's off. Rose 15 seconds behind. Gonna go hunt her down on this run.
I don't know if you saw that little slap of the hamstring right there, but that's what VJ was talking about before. That's a little bit of twinge cramping. That's not a full-blown cramp for Rose Wetzel, but it's going from running to an effort like the rope traverse. It puts that hamstring, sometimes the groin, under a little bit of distress, and you've got to shake that out. It could affect her ability to fully open up and commit to a hard run to finish this race.
Get at it.
Nice and strong.
That long reach by Webster right there.
Harder apparently.
You got it, easy.
Tough on the groin. Again, if you're having groin issues from that rope traverse, but Webster made that look so easy.
Thank you.
Yep.
And she approaches the tire flip. Now, for the women, this isn't the same war that it is with the men. Still a hamstring effort, still a leg strength effort, and a grip effort, but we know they're gonna get it.
Easy money.
Not that same failure rate that we have in the men's race. As we see, case in point right there. The rolling mud is coming up next. It's baked in with a little bit of barbed wire.
At this point, Lindsay's got such a lead, she gets to take this as a nice little breathing point, cool down in the muddy water. It's like a spa day.
A spa day followed by a barbed wire crawl. And she's opted for the baby crawl technique. It's fast. You can bang your knees up a little bit, but if the wire's high enough, you can move very quickly. More rolling mud. As she comes out of it, she's gonna need to wipe those shoes. Right back into the woods. A little bit of running. This is all mostly flat.
All right, guys, we got Lindsay in about a 10-minute lead on Alex Walker and Rose Wetzel coming in. So pretty exciting for second and third place. It's destroyed a lot of people this course. Who can hang in there?
There she is. Go.
Alex done and going.
Great. Yeah.
Rose Wetzel in third place.
Good job.
Alex Walker on Helix, no problem.
Alex hitting that bell. Rose just starting. Alex is turning on for this finish. 200 pounds for the women here. Alex with ease. Now bring it back, and she's off.
No problem at all. Alex Walker making it look easy.
All you gotta do is get that bell.
Good job.
All you gotta do now. Get out of it. Good.
Got Annie Dube in fourth place. It's really hot out here.
And Lindsey Webster has made it all the way to the finish. Just a couple obstacles to go, the spear throw being the one that could potentially hold her back. We saw Ryan Atkins miss this throw with the lead earlier today.
Nice, right in the middle. Lindsay Webster crushes the spear throw. No question.
That might be the best spear throw we've ever seen from Lindsey Webster, right down the pipe. As now the battle is Alex Walker versus Rose Wetzel. All these obstacles working in Alex Walker's favor, but she's got to keep the pressure on too. She has to be able to hold off some of that running push from Rose. Coming into the festival area, she's still in second position. And Annie Dube is not done yet. She could still catch Rose Wetzel. She could still catch Alex Walker, but she's going to have to need a little help from them.
Lindsay Webster going unchallenged for the last 10 miles of this race.
And as Webster comes up and over, there's only one failable obstacle left for her. The multi-rig. It's gonna go rings to pipe to rope. That rope is the dangerous one. It's made of like a polypropylene material and it's slick.
Lindsay Webster has nailed her spear. She passed the slip wall. She's on the multi-rig, making her way to the finish. And if she can complete this obstacle, she will claim not just victory today, but first place in the U.S. National Series. Lindsay Webster claims the 300 points here in West Virginia. She is your champion of the day for race 4 of the National Series. She is your champion for the National Series as a whole. She defends her title once again. Lindsay Webster, another championship. Well, we're here at the spear throw, and Alex Walker has moved up into second place in this race. Rose Wetzel is about 45 seconds behind her. They are pushing to the finish right now. Whoever hits their spear, that's who's going to take this second place spot right now. Alex Walker is up the last climb of this course. Looking very good, but this is one of the biggest spear throws of her life. This would be the best finish she's ever had in a National Series race. And coming off of her 3rd place finish in Asheville and 4th place in Utah, she has set herself up for a phenomenal finish to the season in terms of the point standings. She can't afford to take too much time because Rose Wetzel is on the hunt right now. Alex Walker, a huge spear throw opportunity, and she nails it. It's Rose Wetzel with a huge opportunity, and all she has to do is hit this spear to lock it in. No Annie Dube in sight. Rose Wetzel sticks in, and that's going to be 3rd place. Another podium opportunity here in the National Series.
Come on, Alex Walker! Let's go, Alex!
She can do this clean, move into second place, 4th U.S. National Series here.
Alex Walker is just 2 swings away from claiming second place here today in West Virginia. A little slip. Things just got a little trickier. And that's a fail. That's 30 burpees, and this has opened the door for Rose Wetzel. Alex is going to have to crank on these now. 30 burpees. She's going to have to fly. And she's also going to need a little help from Rose. Here's Rose Wetzel. She's coming up to the multi-rig. Alex Walker is almost halfway done with her burpees, so this is not a moment to hesitate. She still has a chance to hold her off. But Rose is going to try and be perfect here as she makes it to the pipe. Alex is still cranking out those burpees, but Rose Wetzel has got to get through these 2 ropes. She's got her grip. And she's got the bell. And Rose Wetzel's off to steal second place here today in West Virginia. A huge moment for Rose Wetzel. And a moment of heartbreak for Alex Walker, who's now got to fight to hold that 3rd spot. She can't stop doing burpees now.
Good job.
And Alex Walker has completed her burpees. She's still gonna trot in a victorious third place, but yet disappointed at the same time. Can you have joy and heartbreak all at once? I think this is it. But a great season for Alex Walker. 2 third places and a 4th place finish is not a bad year with 1 race to go.
Great shot in for Annie Dube.
And Annie Dube, disappointed with 4th, of course, but hitting that spear, finishing emphatically and strong. 1 obstacle to go for Annie. Still, what a year. Putting herself in a strong 2nd place overall for the series. This is a rising star in the sport. We're seeing it this year. But any day can be anyone's day. This, of course, was Lindsay Webster's day and Rose Wetzel's day. It was not Annie's best race, but when she looks back on the season, she will not be too terribly disappointed with a 4th place finish on the West Virginia Beast Course. Annie Dube bringing in 4th, not on the podium, but still a great race. She used it all as always. Thank you all for joining us today for an incredible race from these phenomenal athletes. For Spartan, I'm David Magida. We will see you all in Lake Tahoe.